Let's return to one of our subjects from yesterday's pod, Uber, because its CEO had a real Lucille Bluth, "It's one banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10 moment." It happened when a Wired editor took a 2.95-mile Uber ride in New York City to meet CEO Dara Khosrowshahi. He asked the Uber boss to estimate how much his ride cost, and Uber CEO said $20. The real answer was $51.69, including a driver tip. The response from the CEO, "Oh my God, wow." Khosrowshahi said it must be due to surge pricing, but the editor was like, "It's 10 a.m. on a Sunday, Wednesday. It's not like the president's in town." So what does this episode show? That Uber CEO isn't exactly super in touch with how much rides cost here in New York City, but also just how much ride-hailing prices have risen in recent years. The cost of rides for services like Uber and Lyft have essentially doubled from 2018 to 2021. And for Uber and Lyft in New York, they jumped 50%. I guess that's why Uber is profitable now.
I know, it truly is. That's what I was thinking the whole time. It's like, it's not a coincidence that prices have doubled over the last couple of years, and then Uber finally had its first profitable quarter. I mean, anyone who lives here is like rolling its eyes at Uber CEO because, like, yeah. I mean, we take an Uber into work every morning, and it's 4 a.m. and it still is costing like $15 or $20.
More than that for me.
So, I know. So it is just ridiculous these days. But I guess if you want to be profitable, like, get someone hooked on your product,
right,
and then raise prices.
Well, I remember the good old days when Uber and Lyft were fighting for market share, and I was getting those emails, five free rides all the time. That was the millennial lifestyle subsidy of the boom years of 2017 and 2018. All right, for our second number, let's head to the NFL, which officially gets underway today. Well, preseason anyway, in the Hall of Fame game. In terms of storylines for this season, one thing stands out for us economics nerds: the collapse of the running back market. Running backs, who used to be highly coveted assets for teams, have essentially turned into commodities like soy, wheat, and corn. And because running backs have found to be largely interchangeable with one another, demand for an individual player's labor has completely plummeted, and so have their salaries. Here's a stat that highlights the running back recession. Together, just two quarterbacks, Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson, will make more this season than every projected starting NFL running back combined.
It's crazy. It really is just such. It shows where the league was and where the league is going, which is just way more pass heavy. So you're totally right. Like, it doesn't value the services of a running back as much anymore. Right. And like, the prices have reflected that. I feel so bad for running backs though, because it's the most physically grueling, physically demanding position, and they get paid pennies on the dollar. Kickers are getting paid more on average than running backs these days.
Maybe they're more valuable.
I know.
Maybe the better ones, like, it's all about your replacement value. Like, how much are you better than your competitor who you could sign? I could just sign a younger running back for cheaper and not really lose any of my competitive edge as a football team. But then we know that markets have been known to correct themselves.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the next step here? Is the running back market going to come online? Is the nature of the NFL playmaking going to change?
Yeah,
so
that's what they need.
I think the market will rebound in some fashion, but it will be really interesting to see. All right, final number. There's a new paper out from Sam Peltzman at the University of Chicago that examines what makes us happy. And in surveys through 2018, he found one thing by far is most influential in separating the happy from the unhappy in America. I'll give our listeners a couple seconds to think about this, and you can also just pause the tape for however long you'd like and think. Well, the answer is marriage. People who are married are at least 30 points happier than unmarried people. Happiness in general in the U.S. has declined significantly over the past few decades, and Peltzman says that fewer people getting married is a major contributor to that decline.
It's so interesting, but I guess it is just better to navigate life with someone. We were kind of joking before the show, like, we know some like married couples, and you're like, those are the happiest people in America? Like, that's kind of crazy. What are the rest of us doing? But yeah, I did love seeing like that's the biggest delta between happy and non-happy people. Some
of the commentary on this was, does marriage make you happy, or are happier people most likely to get married? Because sad people, no one wants to be with them.
It's
a correlation, causation situation.
That's very
but I mean, it can't hurt. It sounds like that if you want to put a ring on it.
Hey, Thanks for watching. And if you want more Morning Brew Daily, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And also check out the rest of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
New episodes drop at 7 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, and you can email us at morningbrewdaily@morningbrew.com.